Up Taproom is the place to play indoor golf in Worcester. Featuring 5 bays with brand new 𝗥𝗡𝗄𝗧𝗘 laser simulators and over 16,000 courses to choose from, including local courses, you're guaranteed to tee off comfortably on your favorite course any time of the year. Up Taproom also hosts indoor golf leagues year-round so you can grow as a player and have fun rain or shine. Great food, great drinks, and reasonable rates. Navigate to 𝗦𝗲𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗀com to book a bay today. Say hi to Todd, Doreen, and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you.
Great teams don't happen by chance. They're built on trust, teamwork, and people who show up when it matters. At Massive Staffing Solutions, we connect people with opportunity and businesses with reliable talent. And we're proud to support the local communities and organizations that bring people together. Massive Staffing Solutions. People first, community always.
No job is too big or too small for Worcester's best signage and display crew. Ardor Creative are experts in signage, banners, large format printing, vinyl lettering, and more. With work featured all over New England, they will understand your needs better than any competitor, guaranteed. If you're looking for a local business that truly cares about quality, Ardor Creative is here for you. Check out their Facebook page or visit them online at ardor-creative.com. Not able to find the bull, which is unfortunate. What can Steve Krikorian do here? Finds the single bull, so it will be Steve Krikorian leading off here in this semifinal match. So both guys have secured points in the opening week of week 1. Most of the job done right there, just getting some points up on the board, getting the run going. And are we going to see a different Steve Krikorian who finds that brilliant first start, wants to join it with another one, able to find 2. So if he was slow to start in the previous game, not slow to start here, leaving himself 380 after that first visit. Great stuff there from Steve Krikorian. Fantastic. Joe Ricard, 2 blocking, will be going downstairs now to try and catch a trip. Can't get it done. Unlucky there. Steve Krikorian looking for more of that, well, triple 20 action, but this is something that plagued him in the previous game. Just these wayward darts that were just all over the place, not managing to put 3 darts in the same bed. So unlucky visit there. But are we going to see him able to correct those darts? Joe Ricard finding that triple 20, not able to put 2 in there, so close. And so Steve Krikorian looking to keep on marching down the line here with 3:35 remaining. Wants to try and split the difference here. 60 found, not able to collect a trip with that third dart. 3:42 remaining now for Joe Ricard, who's lining up, trying to find some big scores here. Able to pick up a massive triple with that second dart, but the third dart just high and wide. What a weird throw there for that dart to go up and to the right, especially with the line found on that second dart. Completely new Steve here from, well, very big difference. Finding these triple 20s with relative ease now. We knew that Steve had the game in him. It was just bizarre that it happened to be so late. Really unfortunate there. Leaving himself 190 after a handful of visits, so great stuff there. Joe Ricard falling behind here, but another one will put him right back in the running. 100 will leave him a finish. So even though he is, well, looking to try and break in this leg, he's down to an out first. That dart will not do from Steve Krikorian. Needs to try and collect himself a trip here. Can't get it done. Again, a massive thank you to everybody in the chat who has kept with us through all these technical challenges. Sometimes when it rains, it just pours. We've been doing our best to hang in there and get things moving along as quickly as possible. Joe Ricard leaving himself a very 116, so very nice 116. So big thank you to everybody who has been hanging in there with us. Thank you again for tuning in. Steve Krikorian so unlucky on that second dart, finding that 15. A little bit of a think here. 110 remaining now. And able to drop his score down to 90. Also, while we're here, well, I guess I'll wait in a second here, but Joe Ricard not going to find it with that push on that first dart. Finds that triple 20 there. So 61 scored. Thinking about his next start here.
He leaves 55, so it should be just a 15 to try and pick up that big number to leave himself 40. Steve Krikorian will be going for the 20 here. The objective is that if you can't find that triple 20, you get a shot at the bullseye, and that's a frustrating first dart there. You can tell by the reaction from Steve. Love the emotion. Lolo, thank you in the chat for the cheer on. Again, we're trying our best here. Sometimes, again, things just go haywire. Just like they're going here for Steve. Not able to collect his darts. Not able to even leave himself a single dart finish. 40 remains now for Joe. A little bit of a lucky break. And able to pick that up. Snatch that opening game away from Steve Krikorian. So sloppy second half there from Steve, the season 1 champ. A little unfortunate. Just confirming that on the second board. Actually, we don't have a second board. The second match, second semifinal match will be Tom Curtin and Fred Krueger. So a clash of titans. What an opening game that's pegged to be. You know, a long way to go in this game, though. Steve Krikorian looking to try and drop that dart just a little lower. If he's can even find the space. Again, actually kind of surprised he even went for it. Those flights are so slim, but still trying to force his way in, even when it looks like there's no space at all. Joe Ricard, too, so close, right on the wire there. Able to find it with that third one, just catching the corner. So a great, great third dart. Steve Krikorian struggling a little bit. 4, 5, 6 now. Joe, over 100 points clear. More of those will do quite nicely, though. What can Steve do? Needs another one. Can't quite find it. Drops the score down to 3, 5, 6. So this is the interesting part of this game here. We really didn't see a convincing game from Steve Krikorian. We saw kind of a mess between him and Mark Rudge. No offense to either guy, but the game was just awkward. It wasn't comfortable. Neither guy seemed poised to really do anything big in that game. But Steve's doubles were the saving grace in that game. It's one of those things where you can really, really lean and find some comfort if you're not scoring well, but you know that if you have the look, you're going to get out. Steve losing that opening leg with some second half drama, not able to collect himself to an out. This is a little bit of a shocky here. Steve has a little bit of mental work to do to find himself back in the right headspace to really power on through. Joe's going to be a tough customer. Needs to keep on believing that these darts are going to find their target. While we're waiting here, massive, massive shout out to Up Taproom, who is the Season 4 presenting partner. Thank you, Todd, Doreen, all the staff there for all the love and support that you've sent us these past 2 seasons now. If you're in the Worcester area and you're looking to play some golf, play some darts, play some cornhole, or just come and hang out and have a great drink with some great food. 70 James Street in Worcester, you can't go wrong there, guys. And these darts are just going wrong, wrong, wrong for Steve Krikorian, who's not able to find a triple, not able to keep all of his darts in the same segment. And a 40 found. Mental warfare. Steve just starting to get on himself a little bit here. Joe, no emotion. 86 remaining now. We'll be going to the 18s. Should be going back to the 20s here. Likes to stay on there for 56, leave himself 50. All the way back on 216, marooned on an island. I've said it seasons past. Needs the lot if he wants any semblance of pressure. At the very least, a 140 to just give Joe a tap on the shoulder. I don't think from that reaction that it found its way home, leaving himself 1-2-1. Which way is he going to go, 10 or 18? Down and across to double 16. Going up to double 8 now. Rhythmic throw from Joe Ricard finds its way in. And a little bit of a shell-shocked expression there from Steve Krikorian as he finds himself 2 legs behind rather quickly. Needs to do some work to put these darts where they need to go. Frustrating. A little bit of a, excessive push there. You could tell that dart was thrown in frustration. Hard not to be frustrated, but there's still a lot of runway on this game. Hoping that Steve can keep it together here, keep himself calm and collected, and really push Joe, who has done very well these past couple of seasons, hanging in there with Tom Curtin, Ron Sargent, really solid players. And there are big points at stake here. If you can find yourself 3 or 5 points in the first week, you put yourself in a good position for the rest of the season, really. Every finals appearance matters so critically here at the Worcester Premier League. These points are so hard to get. Joe Ricard continues to just drill, baby, drill on these 20s. Looking for another one, able to find it. Believe that those points are, I think, 36 millimeters long, so pushing close to 40 mil points. They will grab, and they will grab aggressively. He can just keep them going in the same spot. Steve Krikorian really relying on the size of those darts to group them so well, but grouping has not been there. Joe, not too phased by that low dart, has plenty of space to go over, but finding its way into that trip 1, not able to catch that trip 19, so a little bit of a break. Reprieve for Krikorian, who needs to stabilize himself, excuse me. And that one, it's just so tricky and frustrating when the height is right, but the horizontal is not. So unfortunate, so frustrating. 295, not able to leapfrog Joe. Puts him in a commanding position as he's in potential outshot territory here if he can just hit 2 trebles. 219 remaining now, a little bit of a step back and a reset from Joe going downstairs. And that 7 is not going to make him a happy man. Brizzle in the chat says he tried using slims. They couldn't get control of the darts. They were landing on an angle and quite awkwardly in the board. Yeah, and you know what? That's how those flights work. They give you a lot of speed, but because you lose the, well, sheer size on the wing, you lose a lot of stability aerodynamically, and those darts will, if you don't have a really clean release and a really clean throw, kick and go haywire, left, right, center, up, down, whatever, they will expose a lot of errors in your throw. You really do need a perfect throw, and when Steve is on, man, he does throw perfect darts. But it's certainly a feeling, it's certainly a headspace, it's certainly a mental state you've got to put yourself in to throw those darts repeatedly and not get too bothered by mistakes. 152 now for Joe Ricard. Finds the first dart. Finds the second dart, down to double 16. What a take there from Joe Ricard. Solid 152. Unbelievable take.
𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗡𝗏 Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards, accessories and apparel, to luck of the draws and events, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗡𝗏 Darts does it all to support the community they truly understand and love. Trusted by everyone, from players just starting out to state league champions, if you need to stock up on supplies or are just looking for a good time, look no further than 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗡𝗏 Darts. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to stay up to date and tell them the WPL sent you.
Days End Tavern is Oxford's hometown sports bar, always serving up great times, great drinks, and great vibes. Always open for the biggest games. Come for the people, stay for the dart leagues, pool leagues, trivia nights, live music, and so much more going on every week. Come as friends, leave as family. How every hometown bar should be. Head on down to Days End Tavern in Oxford today. Since 2014, US Sports Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. Their catalog runs deep, including custom team uniforms, embroidered corporate wear, spirit wear, and promotional items. If you want it branded, they have the tools and the people to get the job done right. So if you're looking for unmatched quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time on your project, head down to Marlborough or give US Sports Apparel a call. Again, if you're looking for gear that works as hard as you do, trust in US Sports Apparel to get the job done right.
Wow. 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 Talk about a statement visit there. Statement way to end that set. Joe Ricard 1-0. Oh my goodness. A little bit of a wry smile there from Steve Krikorian. He knows that that was an impressive shot. That was, well, I mean, what can you do if the guy takes out 152? I mean, you're just kind of left as a bystander. Joe Ricard 475 now. Single 5, not going to do. But you know what? It's not too big of an issue right now. Okay, that second dart's a little bit of an issue now. Needs to center it. Finds that triple 20. Perfect third dart. Great correction there. Krikorian 4-3-1 now. And this has just been the tale of the night, folks. So unfortunate here for Steve. Just trying to corral these darts. It's like herding cats, unfortunately. They're meowing, they're purring, playing with a little ball of yarn, but they're not doing what they're told, and that's been ever so frustrating for Krikorian as he's just trying to get them all moving in the same direction. And Joe is just making it look easy to hit 60s. Yeah, he may not hit big, but he'll at least put them in the same segment. Sometimes that can be annoying in itself. Able to pick up that big dart there, and Krikorian able to find 2 in there, so a great, great visit. Awesome stuff. Joe looking to just try and navigate his dart over ever so slightly. Able to pick up that big trip 19. A little bit of a grimace there on Steve's face. He knows that that was a big dart to find. Keeps the pressure building. Keeps the pressure on his shoulders. A little bit of a breath there. See, that's what I want to see from Steve. Just a little bit of a breath. No movement of the shoulders. When he's frustrated, he moves his shoulders around a little bit, and that loses the line. You lose your accuracy when he does, and it's very hard. A lot of dart players do that. And 2 found there from Joe Ricard, looking for the first 180 of on the stream, not able to get it done. But controlling that frustration, keeping yourself level and steady. 1-3-4. This is a big moment now for Steve. Can he find himself looking at a double? Won't be able to do it. Just looking to knock it down now. 36 scored. 98 remains. Only able to pick up 56 to leave himself 80. Is Joe going to attempt the same route? Wanted to go for 20s, curiously. Wondered what the way he was planning was going to be. Only finds 6, so this is getting a little sloppy now. 128 remaining, able to land that critical third dart. 68 ahead of Steve, but 80. I'd rather be the guy with the 80 left in this situation. Needs to keep it elevated. Don't bust your score. And that is, I think, the 4th or 5th time tonight where we have seen just that haywire dart not cooperate, not stay in line, and really punish Steve and give, well, the opportunity to go another leg up here on a silver platter for Joe Ricard. He needs to take advantage of this, needs to punish. Finds the first dart, 2 darts in hand at double 4. Only needs the 1. So frustration there from Steve Krikorian. Gave it away, really. Joe Ricard just not letting go of the opportunities that are given to him, doing very well, playing very well. Take advantage of those opportunities. Fair play to Joe. Krikorian now looking like he's locking in. Finds the big 140 to lead off there. Great visit, great start. Just needs more of that, more consistency. Awkward first there for Joe Ricard. Blocks the entire bed with the second one. Goes downstairs and picks up the trip. So a great, great dart there. Krikorian looking to just do another, more of the same. I mean, 2 back-to-back 140s. Even a ton here would be nice. Even a 60 would be serviceable. And there we go again with these weird, awkward left-right darts. I think that's outside. 26 found. Not enough. And that's an awkward block. Looks like the dart was bobbling around in the board a little bit. Those points so long, so much weight outside towards the edge of the board. Great pickup with that third dart there. Not relenting on Steve at all, who's still in front. 320. He's really earned a lot of ground off of that opening 140, but needs to keep on pushing. Not able to go. So, again, just the pressure, momentum not there with Steve, who's just struggling to just put 3 darts in this big segments. There's so many games that you can at least hang. If you can just hit 20s and 19s and 18s, not having to rely on hit those triples. I mean, yeah, at the highest levels of the game, you have to find 1 or 2, but so many games you can get away with at least 1 or 2 visits to the board. Just keeping the darts in the big segments. Steve not able, pushes it well wide again. Awkward, awkward darts. Not sure if he picked up the trip 12 there. Joe just to the left of that 20 segment. Trip 5 found. 35 punched in so far. Not able to grab it, so 211 to 241. Steve with a big visit here. He can be first down to an out. Joe Ricard just outside of outshot range, sitting at 211. There's a very critical first start there for Steve. Needs another one. Again, pushes it wide again. 95 down to 146, so low percentage shot, but it's still a shot. Joe Ricard not able to pick up some big numbers in these first two darts, starting to worry a little bit about needing to pick up the pace. So awkward there. Krikorian just setting himself up here, 1-4-6. The first dart, yeah, he's just giving himself a telling off there. I happen to agree with that. That was not even close to the 19s. 26 punched in, 120 left. And yeah, well, shake of the head there, scratch of the head. It's nothing more you can do in that situation. And you know, I'm not beating up on Steve here. It's just a frustrating position when you're just trying to keep him in line, and you know, millimeter left, millimeter right will kill you in the long run. Gives opportunities for Joe with the 97 now. Serious pressure again on Steve. And 70 remaining to Steve's 119. First part found, needs a trip 20 if he wants to have a look, and pushes it outside again to leave himself 95. Goes down to the 19, so opportunity again. Served on a silver platter. Trip 10, you feel, or the 18. Okay, needs a 20 now for double 16. Going for 12 instead for 20. Not able to find double 20. Well high, so 38 for Krikorian. You know what? I have a feeling that he's got to split it. I feel like he's got to split it. There's no way he goes to double 19 first dart. I have to admire the resolve there from Steve. But one dart versus two, tough way to go about it. Not able to find it, and that's why splitting might have been the wiser choice there. Giving yourself two options instead of potentially going inside. And looks like just in the corner there, that's found from Joe. My goodness. Two legs on the spin. Might be a complete wash here. Actually, I don't think it is a complete wash. Is it? I'm not sure, guys. There's so much that's happened tonight. Just trying to keep everything all combobulated in my head rather than discombobulated. It's rather difficult some days. 24 found there from Joe Ricard. Not off to the strongest of starts. Steve Krikorian will just look at that and go, you know what? Okay. It's been tough. We've faced some battles. Not grouping our darts as well as we can, but you know what? Oh, the 140 again to get things underway. We can rely on those big scores, those big moments to just try and get some momentum going in this game. Joe has been relentless. He has been steady. Hardly any emotion shown from Joe. Just trying to do the job, get it done. Steve Krikorian looking to just keep this arm flowing, and when it flows, it's beautiful. Still a lot of space in that 20 bed. Just goes high on those two, but the ton drops the score down to 261, so he is rocketing off to outshot territory. But what will Joe Ricard have to say about it? Two in there, Joe. Are we going to see it? I don't know if that's in there. Not sure. I think that was a 140. Again, we don't have the DartConnect score, so we don't get the actual update. Unlucky there. So Steve Krikorian looking to go downstairs. Looks like he doesn't snag it. I think he got the corner of that 3, maybe the outside corner of the 19. Regardless, it was right on the edge, a little uncomfortable. Anyway, you toss it. Joe Ricard finds that big second dart, looking to just keep on hammering. 81 found, drops the score down to 213. Krikorian, 217. He needs to start motoring if he wants to have a chance of extending this game. Finds the first dart. Great find. 80 punched in, 127 remaining now. Not able to pick up that third dart, but 99 will leave it at 118. So great work regardless. Great leave, and Joe, 213. 5 is caught there, so 208 remaining. 188 remaining. Tries to go downstairs, but doesn't snag anything worthwhile. So this is the best chance that Steve Krikorian has had so far to get a leg on the board in this set and extend this game out further. Looks like we're going to see a chance at double tops. Not able to lock it down, but a great bid, great setup from Steve. Just pulled it inside, 181 remaining for Joe. Only can set up here, can't do much else. Needs at least 2 triples, finds it. So 80 scored, 101 remaining. Likes to stay on it to leave himself 81. So if Steve doesn't take this, it's going to be rough. I mean, mentally, I don't know how you recover from this. Joe has come from so far back. This is where you do not want to miss. Take a breath and toss, Steve. Finds it. Second dart found. A little bit of a clench of the fist right there. Knew that that was an important find to take. And the Season 1 champ is on the board in this set. Looking to keep things going here just a little bit longer, but still a long way to go. And importantly for Steve Krikorian, that was a break-of throw. Joe, that was his throw. Gave it away. Steve back on throw now. What I mean by that for everybody who's just tuning in, maybe potentially watching darts for the first time, in this leg, Steve Krikorian went first. If he scores well, theoretically, he should be the first one down to an out. Potential chance to win the game. That's how darts works. It's why it switches off back and forth every single time we go back to 501. And looks like Steve is just marching along here, finding his rhythm finally. Great darts there. Joe Ricard looking to just try and keep up, try and match these heavy scores. Looks like that single 5, shake of the head there. Not thrilled with that at all. Finds the 85, but just catching some sort of awkward arm bug. Steve Krikorian finds that first dart. Second dart, a little high, needs to drop it in. Can't do it, but the ton is serviceable. It's more than enough at this point to keep the pressure building on Joe, who needs a 140 or 180. Even a 171, just something big here. 140 would be nice. Put the pressure back on, takes that reset. And it can't grab it, but 275, he's not giving Steve a long runway space here, just trying to keep up. Tap him on the shoulder, make sure his presence is known. And Steve is just trying to make sure that, okay, Joe is close. Let's not let him get to an out first. Finds at 65 for the Up Taproom 170. And be a monster if he can reel that one in. And be sure to check out Up Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester, if you are looking for indoor golf or darts or food, drink, whatever. Great times. Up Taproom, go check him out. Let's see if he can take out the Up 170. Haven't seen it so far this season. Won't go this season so far. Going downstairs looking for a correction. Able to pick up that trip 19, leave himself a very serviceable 88. So good work there from Steve. And Joe Ricard, 245 now, looking to just try and drop this score down. 40 will not do. Looking for at least the ton for the low percentage shot. Won't do it, won't go. So the Season 1 champ now taking a breath, looking the dartboard down. 68 remains now. No need to try and leave himself a bull finish. Finds that big second dart, so double 8 remaining now. Sorry, double 4, excuse me. We're late into the night. We've had a lot of difficulties. My brain is combobulated all over the place, scrambled. And Joe Ricard, 215, shaking the head, block of the bed. Not enjoying these darts the way that they're landing. Very critical pick off there with that third dart, but double 2 now. Steve Krikorian wants to get it done. No trouble, no faff. Wants it here now. First dart would be preferable. Not a lot of space to move up. Slight adjustment. Even smaller adjustment now. Just walk it in, and he does walk it in. Great take, and a little bit of a smile there. Even Joe Ricard was like, I can't believe that that went in. What an adjustment there from Steve Krikorian. This set is all tied up at 2 legs apiece now. Who's going to take this one? And so Joe Ricard getting off the line here in a hurry, scooting along towards the ultimate goal. Had some tough scoring legs these past couple of visits to the board, but finding his rhythm again. Steve Krikorian doing very well to match, just one slightly better. And Joe finding the rhythm again. When Joe takes his time, he very rarely panics. And that 140 is humongous pressure on Steve Krikorian. This is starting to build over. Score of this set is 2-2, Bobby, so this is for the set. Joe is currently 1 set up. Krikorian looking to put another one in there. So whoever wins this set will be moving on to the finals. Sorry, excuse me. Joe wins this set, he'll be moving on to the finals. If Steve wins, he'll be extending this game for a game-deciding set. And Joe just continues to hammer away. The 180 eludes us, only finding 140. Love the sportsmanship from Steve Krikorian. Really wanted him to have that one. But Joe playing like an absolute beast right now, leaving himself 96. Krikorian not able to find the ton to leave himself a chance. It would have been low percentage, but Joe Ricard, high percentage on this 96. 76 remaining now. This is for a trip to the finals. Double 8 for Joe Ricard, and it's found. What a game by Joe Ricard. 77.2 to the 70.3. So much improved there by Steve Krikorian. What a game that was.
Up Taproom is the hub of darts in central Massachusetts. With close to 30 dartboards to play on and the biggest Friday luck of the draw around, you're guaranteed to see some friends or make some new ones every time you stop in. Additionally, Up Taproom hosts many Worcester Dart League and Minuteman Dart League teams in all divisions, making it fun and inviting for a wide range of players and skill levels. If you're looking to develop your game, why not try and play in one of the many weekly leagues from cricket to long format 501? You're going to grow as a player and have fun doing it. So if you're serious about darts, stop by Up Taproom as soon as you can. Say hi to Todd and Doreen and the rest of the staff. They'll be sure to take good care of you. Up Taproom, 70 James Street in Worcester. See you there.